they call me Mare for mother. And I overheard Stephanie talking with my sons, and I thought they said, well, we can do that when Mare is dead. I said, what? Do what when I'm dead? And they were like, no, when you go to bed or whatever it was. And I was like, oh. I was like, what? You guys are planning your lives after I die. What can you not do now?
And how soon is this happening?
Yeah, and are you guys excited for this plan?
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Parent Chat. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. And before we dive in, I want to start the show with a little peek at what it's like inside my home.
O.
Ollie person.
Gross. S.
6, 7. 6, 7.
So lame.
41.
So lame. Nobody's doing that anymore.
This video totally captures what chaos dinner time is at my house. Sometimes, rarely, it's a little less chaotic. More often than not, it's more chaotic than this. But I really believe magic happens at the dinner table. So I like to think I'm not an overly hovering type of mom. I kind of let my kids do their own thing within reason. But that does lead me to introduce my next guest. We're so excited today to have Tig Notaro. She is a comedian, a writer, an actress, a producer. She and her wife, Stephanie Allen, share twin boys. And we've kind of connected because, I don't know, I think we're both chill boy moms. Here's our conversation. You have 2 twin boys, right?
I do.
What are your boys like? How would you describe each of them? Are they similar? Are they totally different?
One is so deeply obsessed with sports. And our other son is somewhere between science and art. He's also very into joke writing. He's going to do he's going to do stand up for the talent show, which was it was a surprise to hear, but not. He's very funny, so it's not surprising. So
I think 9 is such a fun age because I noticed with my 9-year-old, he's become my friend. Like there are little jokes that, he's making me laugh. He's bringing things to my attention. And you can have real conversations that you could tell are actually registering now.
Yeah.
It's not just me always talking.
They really get it. And they really ask questions about a joke. And then when it's explained, they're like, oh, yeah. I am caught between daydreaming, like, oh, my gosh, what are these guys going to be? Who are these men and in our house? Like, who are you guys? Oh, I feel like I've lived my whole adult life trying to avoid having men in my house. And I'm going to, in the blink of an eye, I'm going to have 2 large men walking around my house.
Right.
So, yeah.
To that point, I loved the clip on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
And our son Finn leans forward and he said, "You're gay?"
You were talking that your 9-year-olds actually realized or found out, however you want to put it, that you're gay.
Yeah. If they thought they were shocked, we were shocked that they didn't. Yeah, because there's pictures of us all around the house from our wedding day, and they tell everyone they have 2 moms. But we realized just because they know that they have 2 moms and that they know that we're married, that doesn't equal gay in their head. And that took us.
That's just normal to them. That's what it is.
I mean, gay must have come up. They also didn't know what gay was. And we were just stunned. We were like, I'm the mayor of gay town. I invented it. And so it was just really confusing. But it made me realize how much you take for granted or that you assume that they're processing correctly. And then I heard from Ira Glass from This American Life, and he said, oh, I loved your appearance on Colbert. I'd love to do a follow-up segment about your follow-up conversation with them. It didn't happen. We never brought it up again. I was like,
really?
Ira, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. We just had the conversation and dropped him off at school and then went about our lives. And I was like, way to make me feel like an even worse parent. And so he was like, if I email you questions to ask your kids, will you talk to them? And
did you?
Yeah, I did. And it was like, I felt like it was like a job interview. I had this printed out piece of paper and I was like, do you remember that I'm gay? And then yes. Okay, next question. Do you remember what gay is? Yes, boy likes a boy, girl likes a girl. When teachers and faculty, no, it just was this really awkward situation. But now they know.
Yeah, you're also dealing with 9-year-old boys who sometimes just answer and yes, no, yes, no. It's like pulling teeth to get any information anyway.
Yeah.
But I think that speaks to the larger, idea as a parent. If sometimes you just tell it like it is, here's what it is, they accept the information and they're happy with that answer. Kids can just blow you away with their responses to things sometimes. We're going through a separation and a divorce, and we said to my son, like, what is your idea of a family? And he said it's a group of people that love each other. And I said, well, that's exactly what we are. We're a group of people that love each other, and we love you, and that is never going to change. So, and hearing that, out of an 8-year-old, he was 8 at the time, it's just, okay,
he gets it.
We're done.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And after I explained everything to them, I had this kind of feeling, this insecure feeling of, oh my gosh, what if all this new information has changed something? And so I was like, what do you guys think? Or how do you feel? And they were like, oh, we love our family. And it was just a really, really sweet moment.
Right.
So, yeah.
I've also heard in some of your stand-up that Stephanie perhaps might be the favorite parent.
Yes.
And our son started yelling, "Mommy's home! Mommy's home!" And then I came around the corner, and our son Finn looked back at me and then looked at his brother and said, "It's just her."
That special is from a few years ago. And
has it adjusted a little?
It has. I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the favorite. I would say that I've had a better time connecting with them because I have come off the road from touring as much as I did earlier on. And it's been night and day connecting with them. People would tell me like, oh yeah, they kind of ebbs and flows with who they're closer to and who they connect with, and I just thought, God, I want to get in on that a little deeper. So now my plan is to only tour one long weekend a month, so that's manageable. I remember taking a walk with my son into town. We live in a really walkable area, and he was just like, this is just fun. Me and you taking a walk together, And it was just like, it's just those little moments of connection, or them wanting me around, or going to me for anything really. Whereas sometimes I felt like I was, like the visitor is back.
Pop in and I gotta go.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. I try to focus on that connection too, just like with each of them individually, because I kind of lump them all together. And two of them were, I don't know where they were, but I was just with my middle son, and he's like, "Isn't this nice?" And I'm like, "What?" He's like, "They're not here. It's just me and you." He said, "It's never just me and you." Yeah. And it just struck me as something that I need to focus on a little bit more.
Yeah.
Especially the middle child, because it's like he can branch off with the older one or the younger one and go either way. But it's rare he's alone and gets a moment. And then when you have those moments, you just want to keep doing it.
Oh my gosh.
It's great that you can be home more, especially now that they recognize that.
Yeah. Yeah. And they talk about it too. They're like, they'll say, now that you're home more and now that you don't do this, you know.
It's like really dig in there.
Yeah.
I get it. I wasn't home before.
Well, we were on vacation. This is so, I misunderstood my family talking. They call me Mare for mother.
Okay.
And it's a French word. And so I overheard Stephanie talking with my sons, and I thought they said, well, we can do that when Mare is dead. I said, what? Do what when I'm dead? And they were like, no, when you go to bed or whatever it was. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, I thought you guys were planning your lives after I die. So now that's become like this joke in our family where Stephanie
When Mare is
like,
dead?
No. We have to wait till Mare is dead to do it. It's so dark and weird,
but I love that you were totally thinking like they're already plotting all of this.
Well, yeah, I was fascinated. I was like, what are you planning that you can't do now? What can you not do now?
And how soon is this happening?
Yeah, and are you guys excited for this plan? That's really. I'm realizing I should probably put that in my stand-up.
It does work because I love that that's where your mind went.
Yes.
Must be dead. Couldn't possibly be dead.
We can't do it now. We can't have fun while she's alive. Add it to the list of what we'll do when she dies.
When she's dead.
Yeah.
I love that. When it comes to discipline, where do you and Stephanie line up? Like who's the tough guy?
I feel like we're pretty similar. What I will say is Stephanie's way of parenting changed me a lot. Whereas I feel like I was a little more black and white in the earlier days. Like an example being like, it's bedtime, turn the TV off right now, go to bed, you know, as opposed to what she does and what is more of the vibe of the house now is like, when does your show wrap up? How many more minutes do you have? Then turn it off and then it's bedtime. I think because my stepfather was such a disciplinarian, and that was his way. That was kind of all I knew. Right. And then when I was watching her do what she does, I was like, God, that's better.
Yeah. And they're not yelling and they're not upset and everybody's kind of happy.
Yeah. It's all reasonable. It's like, oh yeah, there's 10 more minutes and you think of the big scheme of things. And that's no big deal.
You can spare 10 minutes.
Yeah.
My mom is staying with me right now. And, you know, growing up, dinner time was like you sat, you ate dinner, you had good conversation. You didn't go out of your chair. You didn't sing at the table. So watching her squirm while my kids are eating dinner, you know, because to me, it's like, all right, they're hopping up out of their chair, but we're all like, there's no TV, there's no iPad, like, there's no distractions. Right. It's just them being silly with each other and me, you know, kind of getting frustrated at times, like eat, because I still have the little kids who aren't eating. Right. But it's just so interesting to watch my mom just sit there and like just can't stand the sound. Right. You know, I wonder how much she's judging me as a parent because it is so different from the way she parented. Yeah, I wonder. I mean, my mother passed away, but I wonder what she would think. I can't believe how much my stepfather came around. He was so very strict and regimented. But after my mother died and he became the sole parent, and I think because our family had been through so much, I don't know what it was, but he just saw me in a different light. And he would always tell me that he thought Stephanie and I were doing such a great job. Wow. And I know it looked so different from what he did with us, but that really meant a lot because even though I did forget to tell my kids I'm gay, minor detail. I do feel like we're doing a good job and our kids are like, they're dreams. Yeah. They're absolute dreams. It's amazing. I know. I feel the same way. It's like I came into this. I was never a babysitter. I never had little brothers or sisters. And I didn't know what I was doing going into parenting. But it's like, if I step back, I'm proud of myself. I love my kids. I think they're awesome. Yeah. I remember right before our sons were born,
I was sitting on the couch and Stephanie walked by me and she said to me, have you ever read this is a week before they were due. Have you ever read a baby book or like how to raise a kid, or do you know much about babies? And I was like, not really, no.
And she?
And no. And then they arrived. We were like, what do we do? I remember being at the hospital and after they were born, they were given to us, and I thought that they, based on TV and film, go into the little nursery and you go look at them through
Where
windows.
Where is that room? I've never seen that room.
I haven't either. And
they
so
brought me the baby, and I was like,
I know, we had two, and I thought they were going into that little room for a couple of days, and that we would go peek on them and adjust to the idea that we are now parents.
That one's mine.
Yeah,
So's that one.
Yeah, like doot doot doot. But no, they handed us the babies, and then we've had them ever since. And Stephanie and I were like, we were holding them, looking at each other like, wait, we just have them? No. It was so...
That's it.
Yeah, it was so alarming. So no, we didn't read anything. We didn't know what... Yeah, I guess that book or movie, What to Expect When Expected. We didn't know what to... We were just like, I don't know. We will see,
I remember my oldest was like a typical baby, but my second just cried all the time. I mean, just constantly crying. And I wasn't sleeping at night. And every time you fed him, he was just miserable, like just a miserable child, and crying and crying. So I did end up getting a book to just what are some tips? How do we stop them from crying? What do we do? So I'm sitting there holding Ollie. And well, it says here, hum to the baby. So I'm like, hum, baby, hum, baby, hum, baby. This is just... None of us know what we're doing.
Well, that's the thing, is it's like you know that people have babies in the jungle and raise them, you know.
And they survive.
And so, yeah, we probably should have read a book.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have made a difference. I mean, you parent the way you parent.
Yeah.
Anyway. What would you, daydreaming into the future, when your kids look back and they describe their parents, what do you hope for in that description? What do you hope they think about you guys as parents?
This is such a simple word, but they both tell us this all the time, that they think we're really nice.
Oh.
And yeah.
That's really sweet.
I know. It's so like a kid word, you guys are so nice to us. But I love, I'm just like, I think fun, nice, if I'm going to use kid words.
What surprised you that you didn't think you'd be so good at that you are good at as a parent?
Or bad at?
Or bad at.
To go back to my stepfather, he said years after, we had a very difficult relationship, and he had apologized to me right after my mother died for not being supportive of me. And he just said, I never understood you. And he said, I always wanted you to follow a path that I thought was the right path. And because he had told me my career was a waste of my time and my intelligence.
Wow.
But he said, when we were literally driving away from my mother's funeral, he was crying, which I had never seen in my life. And he said that I realize now that it is not the child's responsibility to teach the parent who they are. It's the parent's responsibility to learn who their child is. And I didn't do that. And I'm sorry. And
that just gave me chills. Oh my.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think that I was always a little scared that I would, you know what you know. And I was scared that I would be a little too rule heavy and rigid, and forget to have fun. And I think that I'm very proud of the fact that, well, first of all, those words have stayed with me, and I've really wanted to I look at my kids as gifts that I can't wait to find out what's in there.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, rather than projecting it onto them of what I want or think. And I don't want or think anything. I really am in a space of, man, who are you guys?
Yes.
I can't wait to know.
And to that point, how do you navigate letting your kids be who they're going to be, do their own thing, while still being the parent, while still setting the rules, setting the standards, you know, kind of having your own influence on them? Or do you think that's part of them becoming who they are?
I think a lot about, especially with my kids, I think I call it zooming in and zooming out. And there are moments that I think you really need to zoom in and take things very seriously, draw the line and enforce things. And then there's times that I remind myself to zoom out, that nobody's in imminent danger. This isn't, in the long run, a big deal. And not to turn this really dark, but our friends lost their son, I believe when he was 9. And I'll never forget her saying she hears parents complain about their kids crawling into bed with them at night, and that they need to sleep in their own beds and they need to do this and that. And she said, what I would give to have George crawl into bed with me.
I was just having this conversation with my mom because I woke up, I'm like, oh, I didn't sleep well. Calvin came in, and then Ollie came in, and then Rusty came into my bed. So it's like everybody's in my bed, and then there's the dog in my bed. And she's like, well, you know, that's why we didn't let you sleep in our bed. And I'm like, Mom, you would lock the door to your bedroom, and I would sleep on the floor outside your door, crying to the point. No. It's like, you know, I said, it's such a short period of time that you have kids who want to crawl into bed. And if you're the ultimate comfort, I mean, yes, I will like mentally complain that I'm not sleeping and my back hurts because I'm like kind of just like this, but I love being their comfort. I love being when they're scared in the middle of the night or just want to hold something, someone that I can be that person for them.
Yeah.
So we do something here. It's called Parenting Confessions. We kind of admit to some of the things that maybe we wouldn't have said out loud unless somebody asked us to say out loud. Is there anything that stands out to you that you could admit to that maybe wasn't your finest parenting moment?
I do wish I had read some parenting books, even though you're saying like everyone just parents how they parent. I clearly was open to shifting my thoughts by meeting Stephanie, and you know what I mean? When I think like everything, all the stages they've been through and the stuff, here I am saying I wish I had read one. I could have again still read one and I haven't, because I'm thinking like
they're not totally grown up yet.
Yeah, I'm realizing that as I'm talking.
But you're not going to do it.
You know what? Maybe I will. Because I'm like, what am I talking about? I'm sitting here saying, who knows what's coming in the teenage years? So I'm like, God, I could read a book. So yeah, I'm going to read a book.
What about a spicy parenting take? Something that you do in your house with your kids that in your world is totally normal, but other people might think it's a little unusual.
Where to begin? Our sons, particularly one of them, loves Eminem and he loves Kendrick Lamar. And, but he does not want to hear any of the songs that have bleeped out words. So
you go all in?
Yeah, we let them listen to it, but we've talked about, you know, there's certain words that we've had to talk about what they are. And so I would imagine not every house is. Yeah.
See, we do that with movies because I have the 9-year-old, but I also have the 4-year-old. So it's like the 9-year-old, he can listen. You know, I think he can tell the difference between this is a line in a movie. He's not like going around saying it. But now the 4-year-old is also watching those same movies. And, you know, one time my 4-year-old's like, oh, ship. After we watched Top Gun Maverick, you know, like there's that whole ending scene where it's like, oh, and he's like, oh, ship. And I'm like, what did you say, buddy? He's like, oh, ship. And I'm like, All right. Well,
That
you're
works.
not saying the real word, so that's fine.
As long as there's not a T in there.
I know. Ship is great. So let's end on a high note, like a parenting win. Something recently that happened that, stands out to you is you're like, I got this. I'm doing this just fine. I don't need a book.
Well, I would say one of the proudest moments of my life as a parent was our kids went on a field trip. We gave them each $20. A teacher gave us feedback on one son, and a parent gave us feedback just completely independently of the other. And one told us that our son, Max, he had purchased potato tacos for lunch, and he left one by a person in need that was sleeping on the street.
Oh my goodness.
And then our son Finn, when the guide at the wherever they were, see, I'm not a good parent. I don't know where they were. I don't know where the bus took them.
Just go. You'll be fine.
Have fun. Have a good time. He tipped the guide
Really?
$10
Of his 20.
of his 20.
That's
And-
really sweet.
And what I attribute it to is every Sunday we pack and deliver food to people in need. And
Wow.
we never told them, like, oh, do this or that with your money. But that was the feedback of them out in the world. And
Wow.
I was blown away. And they didn't tell us they did that.
You heard it from
The teacher,
teacher.
and the chaperone parent.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Isn't that
was
incredible that what you're teaching them by doing?
unbelievable. I know it's a little braggy, but I just,
You should brag about that one.
I'm so proud.
Well, this has been great. It's been so nice
Yeah.
to talk to you. I
Me
mean,
too.
I love how chill you are as a parent, and it all seems to be working. So keep up
Yeah.
the good work.
Thank you. You too.
Something about that conversation with Tig, it was comforting. It kind of made me feel like everything's going to be all right. We overthink so many things as parents. Are we doing this right? Are we doing that right? But there's a moment when you need to just trust your own instincts as a parent and know that, yes, you are doing it right. How do you know? Look at your kids. So I want to know how you feel about today's conversation. Be sure to comment below. You could DM me at Dylan Dreyer NBC or at Today Parents. We want to get your opinion on things and keep this conversation going. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen.